Welcome, I'm Bev Adams. I'm an independent demonstrator with Stampin' Up! I'd like to show you this gorgeous card. It uses Just Add Text, Flower Shop, and the Layered Leaves folder. My card base is Dapper Denim. It's 4 1/4 by 11. Scored at 5 1/2 for my card base. I have another piece of Dapper Denim that's 3 1/2 by 9, and I'm going to score it at 1 3/4. So that's right down the middle, the long way. Then I'm going to turn it and mark it at 2 3/4 from each end. And then I'm going to score a big X with those marks in the tracks. So I'm putting one mark in the middle of this track and the other mark in the middle of that track. And so I have the long way and then this X in the middle. This will be our mechanism. And I want to crease this really well with the bone folder. So on the mountain side, we're going to crease the X's in a valley. And then we are going to fold this like so until it kind of makes a house shape. Bringing back in the card base, I'm going to put adhesive on the triangle. And you could use any strong adhesive. I'm going to flip this over and position this so that the corner is just inside of that crease and centered here. Then we're going to add some more glue on this side, and then we're going to just close it. So that has that mechanism here. Then we're going to set that aside to dry. I'm going to emboss with my Big Shot platform, no thin die adapter, and this dynamic folder. There's no clear plate here. I'm going to put the large piece of Pear Pizzazz in, cover it with a top plate. If you're ever cranking something through the Big Shot and it is difficult to go through, you're probably doing something wrong. It should be nice and easy. Isn't that just gorgeous? We have 2 more pieces, and Stampin' Up! Suggests you spritz the paper before you put it in the Big Shot. Obviously it doesn't need to have that. And I'll put this through. I want to put this through sideways. Cover with a clear plate. By the way, they say to mist it with water, but I always have Stampin' Mist handy and it works just fine. Plus it smells nice. Run this through. So I have one piece that's 5 1/4 by 4 and 2 pieces that are 3 1/2 by 4. I can go ahead and adhere the large piece to the card front. By the way, I always keep my liquid glue in a jar so that the tip is down, so that the glue runs down to the tip and it's always ready for me. No shaking or waiting. And then I will adhere the smaller pieces to the inside. There is kind of a right side up and an upside down. putting those right in the middle of the bottom, below the mechanism section, and above that mechanism section. I have used the number 1 oval from the Stitched Shapes framelits, and I went ahead and cut that out already. Love these stitch shape framelits. This will be a piece that you can sign and maybe write a little extra on the card. So that will go down here. And we'll close this up and set that aside to dry while we work on the fold out section. And I'm going to score this one at 2.5, 5. Pull out the arm because I need it at 7.5. And this one I'm going to score into a big W. So it's kind of like a fan fold. And then we have 4 white panels that will go here. There are several greetings in this set that I think look great in this card. My first one used "I don't know what my future holds, but I'm happy you're in it." And I think I'll use "I feel that there is nothing more truly artistic than to love people" from Van Gogh. I'm using Dapper Denim ink. You can stamp in any of these panels, but I think that I'm going to stamp in this one today. I'm using Pear Pizzazz. I'm going to just save this section right here for a flower. And I'm just stamping randomly. And maybe I'll save that section up there for another flower. A quick little tip, we are going to be punching out some of these flowers from Flower Shop. These flowers are almost symmetrical, but not quite. Do yourself a favor and mark a scrap of paper top. Punch that scrap on the cardstock. Now put that to the bottom and fit your puzzle piece in. You may need to go all the way around, but trust me, it will make your life easier every single time you use these punches and these stamps. Go all the way around until it fits. Ah, there it fits. So then mark the top of your stamp. I just put a T. By the way, I also marked these just so I know how they fit into these puzzle pieces. And on a scrap of paper, this is about 2 by 6, I'm going to stamp making sure that that T is on the top. And I want 3 flowers. I'm going to use this stamp that's more solid, and I'm using So Saffron. Now you can try and match these. If I could get my head over there, I could match them pretty well, but it doesn't really matter. You just want to get some color on those petals. But on these, you do know which way is up, so it's easier to match these. I didn't get my whole stamp inked. There we go. And then I'm going to punch out these flowers. And because we've already matched, it's going to be easy to get to the punch. And now I just need to put these in my fold-out section. It will be easier if you keep those in order. And then we can put 2 flowers on here that kind of hang off the edge. Now you can hang off the edge about 1/4 of an inch over the top and the bottom, but you can actually hang over almost an inch or so on the sides. And so we're going to just put adhesive on part of that flower and hang it over the edge. So not more than 1/4 of an inch above, but you can stick out the ends pretty well. Bringing in my inside, my mechanism. You're going to use adhesive in this top left section and this bottom right section. You don't want to go beyond the edge of the card. And I'll just pull off the backing. Now we want to match this end and match this end. And then check the mechanism. You may need to help it get in there, especially the first few times. And when you open it, it's lovely. And again, if you have those flowers on this edge, it won't get stuck. If you put flowers down here, they can get caught up in brushing against your card. And now we're going to just put a belly band on. I want my belly band edges to be about where my thumb is here. So I'm going to wrap it around. And we're going to be able to cover this up with the flower. So strong adhesive of your choice. And you don't want it very tight. You want to be able to slide that off easily. And we're using some of this classic weave ribbon. Love this ribbon. And you might want to put a little adhesive on the edges just to kind of hold the ribbon in place. So I kind of imagine my loop and a little extra for the knot. Hold that, wrap it around. And I usually keep it on the spool. So use my third hand here. The piece that's coming to the bottom, I'm going to use that for my loop. Wrap my ribbon around and tie my bow. Remove my third hand. And trim that up. And you should have one more flower that we're going to put on with a dimensional or 2. So I'm just going to put that flower right over that divider. And there's my card. I just love it. So if you would like the full directions with all the measurements and everything, come on over to bevadams.com. I can also sell you some taggers that will help name your framelits. Talk to you soon. Bye.